out to him. This is the Pitch Whisperer Day, guys. Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
money.
Let's get to the
money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scary money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-Prop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies. Oh,
I am. That was fucking fire.
Are you not pumped when you hear that? I mean, except for that one guy who leaves comments who needs to put his earmuffs on and just stop watching my show. But welcome to the Balking Dead, guys, where there is no sleep for the fucking wicked. Yeah, put your earmuffs on, bud, because this show is sponsored by Prize Picks and not you. So go on over to Prize Picks and use promo code PUBSPORTS. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100, they got you. And it's like saying, thanks, Sharpie. Thank you for winning. Even though the last few days you may have not been winning on your pitching props, and I'm mad at you, but I've been betting your fucking hidden props, and you've been smoking them. So there's been a lot of even fucking days, and we're not into even. We are here for one game and one game only.
It's time for Dodger Baseball.
And on Sundays, we talk about that one game and we bring in that one man, C-Mac with the pack. Connor, how are you doing today?
I'm good, my guy. It's Sunday, and we got the best game on the board. You know, some of these Sundays can get a little rough, you know, Mets, Phillies, which shout out to all the Mets and Phillies fans. But, yeah, I'd rather be talking about Padres, Dodgers, and we got a great match. Dodgers already took the first couple. I'm worried about down the line. We can get to talking about that with the Padres. I think this series means nothing until they get everyone together and the Dodgers pitching. That you know, Kershaw and the men. We need guys back, May and Buehler. So interesting times right now.
Man, you didn't even say Trinan, who's coming back. Like we've got so much.
He's coming out of the pen. Yeah.
Like, we've got so much coming back. But shout out to the chat. Smash the like if you already haven't. We are here to talk about the Dodgers and Padres, but before we do, there's one other afternoon game that we should and we have to talk about. It's the GOAT Day, it's DeGrom Day, and he's going up against his little protege, guys. If you can build a pitcher like Jacob fucking DeGrom, it would be Spencer Strider, a guy who throws 100+ with a nasty slider. So, you got any afternoon actions or anything to talk about? Because I got to talk about those two after you.
Yeah, hey, it's like you said, DeGrom Day, Strider. I think that game's phenomenal. I will be watching that just after this. He's dominant. You know, the wind's blowing out there today, kind of the left field, but I don't give a shit. When he's on the mound, they gotta, you know, get it out there. I still like that under in that game. I know the first couple games went over. I liked it yesterday. Mets took care of business. Our guy Dami was on him yesterday. He took care of it. I was on Braves game 1. That worked out. I stayed off yesterday. But yeah, little Strider in the mustache versus DeGrom. It should be phenomenal baseball. And everything else, there wasn't much in the rest of the games. Like Rockies D-backs, that game stayed under yesterday. it moved from 8 to 9. Now the problem with the 9, all the money's on the under, but with those two pitchers, I don't want an under in that game. I'd only be on the over even at 9, but it's already moved a whole run. So that's it. Afternoon baseball for me.
Yeah, well, I didn't pull a trigger on DeGrom. I woke up and seen a 9+ strikeouts when I know the guy's not going more than 75 pitches. Now, can he hit that? Yes, he fucking can hit it, but I'm not here to bet fucking guys on pitch limits, guys. If you bet him last week, you got kicked in the balls. Why? Because he missed it by the hook. Because they pulled him at 60 when he was supposed to go 75. Now, what I've learned now watching fucking Showalter is he pulls these guys early off the IL. He did the same with Scherzer. He pulled Scherzer 10, 15 pitches early on his start and then let him go the next time. So letting him go is 75 pitches, guys. I can see a day where they let him go 85, 90 today. That's if he allows no base runners and he's just cruising, guys, and super stressed relieved innings. There's a difference in guys on base and guys not on base. We've got two elite pitchers, two teams raking the fucking ball right now. There's just too much for me. I think they put Strider at 7.5, 7 straight, and that's exactly where I had him at. I'm not into betting exact numbers. I need him to at least be at that 8 for me thinking he is going to get 8 and then bet that 7, but I have him for 7 today. And what I've noticed is weird, guys. Teams that struck out versus him a lot the first time. And the Mets, 8 strikeouts is a lot for the Mets, guys. Like, they don't strike out a lot. And teams like that, the first time they see him, they strike out a lot. They don't do it the next time. Not saying they're going to get to him. They just know what he throws, and they know they got to get onto that fastball before they get sat the fuck down. So the strikeouts tend to go down the second time you see a person, even though it's been a month. But the same thing happened with the Nationals. When he struck out 12, 13 Nats, he ended up seeing them a month and a half later, and he didn't get more than like 6, guys. So they see him once. They know what he has. They know what you got to get to him quick and early. So I had to stay off of both of those guys, even though I fucking wanted them. But we're here to talk about one game, and we got 2 Dodger guys who are probably one of the plus only 2. We are super unbiased about betting, guys. That's one thing you're going to get from us. You'll hear days where we fade the Dodgers and days where we bet on them. And realistically, I know me and Connor, we probably fade the Dodgers more often than we bet on them. Like, at the end of the day, I don't look to bet on my team often unless the situation calls for it. Like, if I see a number and I'm like, yeah, we got this team for sure, then I'll bet it. But I don't just go look to bet the Dodgers. And in this spot, I don't go look to bet the Dodgers either. So let's talk about it. Sides and totals up first. First 5 is the Dodgers minus 135 and the Padres at a plus 105. 4.5 juice to the over. Full game is Dodgers at a minus 147. Padres at a plus 123. 8.5 slightly juice to the over. We've got 90 degrees at first pitch with a 9.6 miles per hour blowing out to right center. It's fucking hot in Cali. I'm in Cali. And yeah, Dodger Stadium usually ain't 90 degrees at nighttime, guys, even at 4 o'clock usually. So the ball should travel quite well until about 6, 7 o'clock, but that's the last hour of the game. So yeah, got to get into the 2 sides and totals, though. We've got Hugh Darvish, Tyler Anderson. Hugh Darvish, guys, he's been a fucking beast. He has a home 2.17 ERA and a road 4.5. He is on the road here. This is the 3rd time seeing the Dodgers this year. When he played them in San Diego, he went 6.2 innings, 1 earned run with 7 Ks. Played them in Dodger Stadium July 2nd, and he went 6 innings with 5 earned runs and 10 strikeouts. So his ERA is 4.5 on the road, and he got cracked by the Dodgers on the road. Coincidence? Coincidence not. I go back through his games since he's played the last 7 games over the last 2 years versus the Dodgers. 2 out of 3 times where he's been hit hard have been in LA versus these Dodgers. He's only had 1 good game in LA. So take that into effect. He is the 2nd most profitable pitcher to the first 5 this year, and they're giving you some plus money on him. So when I get into the bet side of this, we'll talk about it at the end, but I'm taking Dodgers. I'm taking Padres first 5 full game, and I'm splitting it up right here, guys. I think Darvish is going to deal. I know, yes, he is worse on the road, and I just told you all that shit. But at the end of the day, this guy has been immaculate his last 6, 7 starts. I think they figured something out with him and Nola. And you got to remember, you have the same catcher guys for a very long time. Nola was his catcher for the first time this year, and it seems about halfway through the season, he figured out Darvish. Darvish has a lot of pitches, has a lot going on. This guy has been money in the bank all year. Like I said, number 2 to the most profitable pitcher, first 5. And when I run up these numbers versus the last 2 times they played, this is technically the weakest team he's hitting. Granted, they've all been teams that crush. So take that weakest thing and put it down your freaking pipe, because they're crushing the ball, guys. 273 average with a 791 OPS and a 179 ISO. The other 2 times he's played them, they had 850 plus OPSs and ISOs in the 200. That's what I mean by this is technically the weakest team by the numbers that he is going to run into. So, yeah, I'm definitely liking him first 5 full game. If you look at the Padres pin over the last 30 days, they're going to say it's 23rd with a 4.30. But over the last 15th, they've dropped down to 14th with a 3.5. They're heading in the right direction. I expect Darvish to go 6+ innings and hand it off to the good parts of their bullpen. And the other side of this is Tyler Anderson. He's been pretty fucking good this year, guys, and it's been an anomaly for me. And it took me a while for me to somewhat figure him out. And I'm still having an issue trying to figure him out to a point. So his home ERA is 2.59. His road is a 3.17. And 5 of his last 6 games have been quality starts, including 1 game versus these Padres on July 2nd. I quotation mark these Padres because why? We all know it's been traded. It's not the same fucking team. So at the end of the day, those numbers mean absolutely jack shit when I run them up to where they're at now, because it's not the same fucking team. And that's the issue I'm coming across here, guys, because by the numbers, the Padres are not hitting lefties. Over the last 200 plate appearances, they're at a 226 average, 648 OPS, and a 0.97 ISO. When Tyler Anderson played this team back in April 23rd, he went 4.2 innings, 2 earned runs with 4 Ks, and they were hitting the ball quite well versus lefties. Then he faced them again July 2nd, and they were hitting again, and he went 6.1 innings, 1 earned run, and 6 Ks. But once again, it wasn't the same fucking team they have now, guys, and that's the issue I'm running against. I think Tyler Anderson gets fucking cracked today, and he's shown to me he's been able to pitch versus shitty teams by the numbers, and he gets hit by teams who can hit by the numbers. And the Padres numbers say they're not hitting over the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties. But this lineup ain't the same fucking lineup over the last 200 plate appearances versus lefties. So I'm going to bank on all these new additions. Some of these props we are going to talk about on the prop parts. They're going to get to Tyler Anderson, in my opinion. And I think Darvish is going to go out there and give me a solid 6. So I'm going to take the Padres' first 5 full game at the plus money side. Split them up for me, sad to say. And I'm on the Padres tonight. What are you looking at, my guy?
Real quick. Oh yeah, the game had started. Yeah, I don't blame you, Mark, for taking the under in the Cubs Marlins. Shitty pitchers, but these teams can't hit on his question there. But shout out to the chat. Hit the like button. You guys know all the deal here. I don't blame your look here. The Padres salvaged one. It seems like it. You know, the perfect kind of spot. I think this series doesn't mean much, like we were just mentioned in the top. I just think, you know, Dodgers are obviously better. They're going to win the division. But I'm worried postseason time when we get all these arms healthy. You talked about the pen with those guys and the starters that need to come back. And now with Kershaw on the IL is not good. Anderson's been great all year. I'm worried like Gonsolin. The innings are going to catch up to him. Sharpie, and his last start was not good against San Francisco. He got cracked, as you like to say. 5 innings in the bad Tyler Anderson showed in that game. 4 walks. He hadn't walked anybody like that all year. He might have had 3 when I was going through his log, but he didn't have 4.
3 was the most he had.
Yeah, 3 was the most. When he walks, guys, he's not good. And you talked about the struggles of the Padres hitting lefties lately. So it's an interesting matchup. They haven't been hitting him lately. Today seems like the perfect day. The weather, to me, here is a big spot because right away it's hot as shit, like you talked about. It's blowing, like you talked about, 9 to right center. But I think the pitchers are good enough here. This opened at a 9, this total. It's come down to the 8.5, and the under's at even money. When you think of that weather, you think this game will go over, and the first 2 games did. But I think if you can get past that in the beginning a little bit, get the shadows involved, I like the under. I mean, I don't know about first 5. I know the bullpens of the Padres you talked about been a little bit better. Dodgers are just a patchwork. Whether they blow a save because of Kimbrel, which always scares the shit out of you, the middle of the bullpen's always been solid. Dodgers just, over the years get a top 10, top 5 bullpen. It's the closers that had a little bit of problems at times that always freak me out. But I would lean with you here a little bit. I wish the price was a bit better. Darvish's road record scares the shit out of me. You talked about the 2 starts. These teams, that same day they faced each other, July 2nd. These guys. Anderson was great.
Not just
Darvish,
that, bro. They faced each other all 3 times, bro. I thought that was psychotic, bro. Like,
yeah, this will be the 3rd time. Yeah.
April 23rd, July 2nd, and now today they've been on the same rotation length. Neither have missed went to the IL. It's how the fuck do they add up to get wow. Whoa.
Yeah. Mind blown. So yeah, size and total I'm gonna stay off in this one. If you were on the Dodgers, the over, the run line, you've been cashing tickets, and I don't blame you.
I was on the over first 2 games, and I'm having a problem pulling the over here, and I think it's because it's Darvish. I really think Darvish goes out and deals today. Now,
if he deals, it goes under. I think. I don't.
In 2020, since 2020, the 3 games in LA, he's had 1 earned run, 4 earned runs, and 5 earned runs. So I mean, it's there to get the living shit hit out of you. I mean, it's on the road. We all know Darvish on the road, but
yeah. So that's why I'm going to stay off. I mean, I'm going to keep it at leans. I'm not going to make a bet on these on side and total. But I wish you luck. Okay, with that first 5.
Man, Darvish has been good to me and my family, except for Game 7 of the World Series, where I paid $2,500 a ticket, and we're going to stop talking about. We're still trying to pay me back on that. That's why I got to bet him at time. But yeah, now we're here to talk about the prop sides of this, guys. And at the end of the day, that's my favorite fucking part of this show. And C-Mac be bringing some heat, and I'm pretty sure he's going to talk about one of my guys today, but I'm going to say he's my guy because I've been playing him this whole fucking time since he's been on this team and the other. So we're going to let C-Mac with the pack talk about some hitting props before I start just destroying all these other props I want to talk about.
All right. I don't know if I'll have the same as you. Maybe. Maybe not. On Padres side, I don't blame anyone with a lefty on the mound, Machado and that. I'm not going to go to anyone else. I'm just going to go to Drury here. He hits 301 off lefties. Is that your guy? He hits 259 off righties. There's a lefty on the bump. He's 6 for 17 off him. And his over 1.5 is plus 110. This would be different if this was minus 125. We're getting plus money with a guy just rips lefties, sees Anderson well. I got to take him with that plus money. Over 1.5 bases. For the Padres. Drury, I think it's the best price going tonight. And I just he's been great with lefties all year long. That's kind of his thing, is hitting them. Even though he's been good against righties, like I said, 260. And power from both those sides. But way less at bats, but he hits more jacks if he had more at bats against lefties. Let's get to the Dodgers. That's my lone hitting one there. There's a few guys here I talk about. Trea Turner, I'm going to touch on him real quick. 6 for 14. The problem with him, he's minus 110, minus 115 on his base prop or over 1.5 bases. His homers plus 320. I can't have any of that. But he has got a hit in 14 of the 15 games. The guy's just been hitting. The only game he didn't was August 3rd. He's come right back with more of it. But I'm going to stay off. I don't love the price. We'll get to my next guy, Freddie Freeman. Now I got this guy plus 110, over 1.5. And I still see him at plus 105 at other places. I got it earlier today. 6 for 16, 2 homers. He sees Darvish well. Was red hot. Not, he's still been good the last few days. A couple walks, shit like that. So look at him. Last, my guy here is the guy I'm going to play, which is Gavin Lux. This guy just keeps getting 2 hits a game. Is over half a base. It's minus 170, but I think that's a lot. If you want to kind of split it, we talked about that last week with Gonzalez and shit like that, or some of the other guys we had. I'm going to take his over 1.5 too. This guy's consistently getting 2 knocks a game. Darvish seems just a perfect guy. This has been a big year for him, Sharpie. For him to play this well, always defensively, he's not the best, but he's getting better. And the Dodgers didn't trade him at the deadline. They didn't make a move. He was going to be a big piece, I think, even if they wanted Soto and a bunch of prospects. So they kept him. So my 2 guys, Dodgers, I'm going Freeman because of plus money and Lux. I'm staying off Turner. I'm just throwing that out there. I think it's all good. I just don't like the minus 110, 115. He could get it, obviously. And Freddie Freeman, one of the lone guys. All these guys in these games, Sharpie, are plus 300, 2 whatever for their jack. The ball could be flying out, and homers, could be hit. That's why I don't blame anyone that wants that over. It's hot as shit, wind blowing out, but you got to hit it to get it out, and that's why the total we talked about, I'm going to stay off. But Lux, Freeman, and the Padres side, give me some Drury and hit it, take it away with him.
Hey, Brandon Drury has been paying a lot of bills for us every day since he's been on the Padres. And if you tune in this show, you freaking know what I'm talking about. And it's not just how he smashes lefties. I'm going to give you some extra info on that guy right here. Anderson has allowed 10 home runs this year. 8 of them have been from the right-handed batting side. Where's Drury from the right-handed batting side? He does crush lefties. And like C-Mac was saying, he hits righties fucking great too. So that's the best part, bro, is even if somehow he doesn't cash this for us on the starting pitching, we do got action later on in the game. The one game that he hasn't cashed is over 1.5 bases, guys. The guy made the first play of the SportsCenter top 10, jumped into the Padres fucking crowd, 4 fucking people into it, and robbed Drury of a home run and robbed my family of some little extra money. So that guy's been money for us, guys, and it's not just how he hits lefties and righties. He's number 2 in the MLB on breaking balls. OPS, hitting 900-plus OPS versus breaking balls when the league average is 300, guys. This is a breaking ball league now. There's more breaking balls thrown than fastballs. So this guy's got multiple action, multiple ways, and like he said, this guy's hitting this guy 353, 6 hits. 4 of those hits are extra bases already. Like, he already crushes lefties, sees you well, hits you for power well, and you're giving us plus money? Okay, you guys all keep betting Soto and Machado and all those other. We'll keep cashing tickets with Brandon fucking Drury over here. And a fun fact about Manny fucking Machado, guys, we don't bet no home runs at plus 225, and that's where they have them on our book. And he averages a home run every 12 at-bats versus left-handed pitching. Guess what? The last 10 at-bats, he hasn't had a home run. So by the averages, he's due for a goddamn home run today, guys. I'm not betting it. I'm just saying, if you go by what the dude's done all year, he's probably getting one tonight. But I'm not betting no plus 225. That ain't for me.
Oh, yeah.
But I found a way to bet Trea Turner. I found a way.
Real quick about Drury. I think that move was the best. Obviously, Soto's the biggest. I mean, but in the end, after a year and a half, if they sign him with Bell, but I think that pickup could be huge. He's just a good utility guy. He's got 21 jacks this year. Hit 280, so I think that was a great move by them. That was a little under the radar.
They learn how to use their lineup. Like Profar doesn't need to be leading off. Maybe Drury should be in that 2-hole. Like realistically, that guy's that fucking good. Him batting 5 or 6 right now is just stupid. And then the Padres got to figure that shit out. That ain't me.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take Trea Turner stolen base prop, guys, at plus 500. Now let's talk about why. Well, in 14 plate appearances versus Darvish, he has 0 walks. Favorite thing I like on a hitting prop, guys, when I see at least 15 plate appearances, granted there's only 14, he ain't looking to fucking walk, he's looking to swing the bat. He has 4 strikeouts, that's fine. He's batting .429 with 6 hits, 3 singles, 2 doubles, and a home run. Whether it's a single or a double, he is stealing the bag. Darvish is one of the easiest pitchers like Syndergaard to steal on. He's got a hitch in his giddy up, a little pause in his pitch, and it's easy to go on, guys. If you get on base, and like with Freddie Freeman today, who has great numbers, you can steal bags on Darvish, and that might be some sneaky ways. The Dodgers will take advantage. They will push the button on Darvish, guys. They know what bugs him, and they will try to bother him. So sneaky play is look at some stolen bases on some of these guys today.
I agree. I'm glad you looked that up because I know Darvish's little hitch that he has that you can run on him. 2, the Dodgers really haven't needed Trea Turner to run a lot. I mean, he hasn't swiped a bag in since July 28. I mean, it's been a little bit. So I love it.
Plus 500 on Trea Turner.
I like it. You don't need to go crazy with it, but I love the play because I was looking at that earlier because I knew Darvish, and there could even be a couple more. Like you talk about Freeman, somebody else.
There's value in there because these guys don't steal bases, bro. But if you think they're going to get on base, Dave Roberts will have them pressing the button today, guys. He will be sending guys. So definitely look at that. And like Freddie Freeman, guys, Darvish allows a 180 batting average to left-handed batters and a 250 average to right-handed batters. So definitely look more towards the right-handed side. Mookie Betts does not see Hugh Darvish well, but Mookie Betts is hot as shit, guys. So I still wouldn't look at fading Mookie fucking Betts to an under of nothing. Nah, not for me. This when he's hot, he's hot. He's one of the best players in WAR in all of baseball since the year 2015. So think Mike Trout if you don't think Mookie Betts' his name, guys. When you think Juan Soto, that's Mookie fucking Betts in the WAR category, guys. These guys are elite prime baseball players. So Mookie Betts is hot, dude, and it's either over or nothing with me with that guy. Now we got to talk about a little bit of K props, guys, and I am on one, and you probably already know. I just don't bet guys like Tyler fucking Anderson, so you already know I'm on Hugh fucking Darvish. I just wish I could get a 5.5 at some juice, but fuck it, they're not going to give me that. So 7+ at +118 is what I had to go and bet this morning because these yahoos won't give me a 5.5 at a -160 on my book. So if you could somehow have a legal book and you get a 5.5. The 6 is the golden ticket number. Like, he gets 6 in his last 7 games versus the Dodgers. Like, he gets 6 or more every fucking time, and that's the golden ticket, guys. If you can get that number 6, go ahead and get it. I'm going to talk to you why I want that 7+ at +118. He averages 8 strikeouts a game over his last 10, 8.3 over his last 8, and almost up to 9 over his last 6. And this goes what I've been saying on this show, guys. Nola's figured out how to call this man. Last week we were on Darvish versus Detroit. We hit it, and every pitch was called a ball. I was listening to the radio, and I'm one guy who does not bitch and complain about umpires. I bet my own fucking bets, and you need to adapt to the umpire. That's all I can say about that. When my buddies bitch about, umpire, you still got to adapt at the end of the day. But the radio was saying he's going inside, outside, up, and down, and they're calling everything a ball. And we're talking about on the plate. So he still got us 7 strikeouts when this umpire was trying to fucking put his dick in Darvish's eye hole. No, Darvish did it to him. So he still ended up with 7 versus Colorado when he should have had 10+. And this guy, like I said, guys, since Nola's figured him out, guys, he's become just this strikeout fucking machine, averaging almost 9 over his last 6 games, and it's something we got to look back on. So he's played them 2 times this year, and when I run up these numbers, it's not like nothing much has changed. The Dodgers, by the numbers, they're a team that doesn't strike out. They're a very patient team, and they fucking stroke right-handed hitting. That's what they do. Well, they all match up to what they're doing now, but the OPS has dropped some and the ISO has dropped some, and this guy had 7 and 10 strikeouts versus these numbers or better earlier this year. So I'm going to be right back in the train with Darvish 7+ at +118. I expect Gallo to be in the lineup. I expect Bellinger to be in the lineup, and those 2 right there are good for 2 strikeouts. A piece. So, yeah, this guy does strike out left-handed bats more than right-handed bats at a 9.4 strikeouts per 9 to the left-handed side and 8.5 to the right-handed side. We have a lot of left-handed bats. I wouldn't be surprised. The projected lineup's only projecting 4 left-handed bats right now and 5 right. That's just projected. I expect more left-handed than rights, and that just favors Darvish a little bit more when mostly it doesn't favor pitchers in the strikeout era. But if they are going to look at who hits them better, it is righties. Righties hit them at a 250 compared to a 180, like I said earlier. So maybe the Dodgers get cute and actually are analytical and get cute and don't just go, we're going to run on lefties versus a righty. That's just how baseball works. Well,
they got 5, Sharpie. I got the lineup confirmed. Gallo is in. Yeah, Betts, Turner, Freeman, Smith, Muncy, Lux, Gallo, Taylor, Bellinger.
And Bellinger. I got Bellinger and Gallo. They weren't projecting Gallo, and I laughed. I'm like, they're putting Gallo in, man. I projected him. I switched.
The only lefty I like is Freeman, who has good numbers against. But you're right, lefties have been bad.
Great numbers. Hey, and the shitty thing about him, he only has 2 strikeouts in those 19 at bats. So probably not striking out Freddie Freeman, guys. So hopefully it's just a quick 1-pitch pop up out. We're not wasting some pitches, and let's talk about the other guy on this. And I didn't talk about the Dodgers bullpen when we had a chance, but you brought it up. They're fucking elite. Elite over the last 30 days. They're top 5. Over the last 15 days, they're top 2. And we're still getting Gratterall and Treinen and other pieces back. Like, You guys think that the Padres got a bunch of people they traded for? Well, the Dodgers got a bunch of people that we didn't trade for that we're bringing back that are like fucking heat-seeking missiles, guys. We still got Walker Buehler. We still got Dustin May. We've still got Kershaw's projected to be back in a few weeks. Nothing bad on the MRI. Like, yeah, we're set up to go into these playoffs. And I mean, the Padres are too. Like, realistically, let's be real. I'm not here to shit talk the Padres right now. They've spent money before. They just haven't spent it the right way. They spent it the right way now. They spent it on players who are high top WAR caliber players, guys. Tatis is the highest WAR in shortstop with Trea Turner number 2. Dodgers over the last 7 years since we traded for that Rays GM have been hunting WAR. That's how we got Mookie Betts. That's how
Mookie was always tops, even is top 3.
WAR, bro. We're hunting that WAR, and that's why Soto was such a key piece because his WAR is the highest of any 22-year-old in the history of fucking baseball. And that's that one thing they look for, guys, when they want to pay a motherfucker. That and how likable are you to sell a jersey, guys, at the end of the day. So Soto's only 22. He will get that $500 million contract. Just not from the Padres. They've got a 2-year window, and they've got to take advantage of that 2-year window, guys. That's my opinion on them. But they do have a legit window right now. On the other hand, guys, Tyler Anderson, everything says you need to fucking run and play him, but I'm not a guy who bets on shitty pitchers, guys. Once again, I'm going to run these numbers up versus the numbers where he's been at this year versus this team, and he had 4 strikeouts and 6 strikeouts. He had 4 strikeouts at the beginning of the year, 423, and he was on a pitch limit back at the beginning of the year. They weren't letting Tyler Anderson go that long. They started letting him go into May a little bit, and he's actually been solid, like I said, guys, but these numbers that I have are not the numbers of this team. Like, I don't like to go off of just 5 days of numbers off of a team hitting, and I like to go off of 200 plate appearances or 2 weeks preferably, but I know a lot of these guys on these Padres can hit lefties. We just talked about how we like Drury. We already told you how about Machado. Just keep going through this lineup. A lot of these guys are guys that hit lefties, and beginning of the year, this team crushed lefties. Right now, they are not by the numbers, but I expect them to get out there and get it. But all by the numbers and what he's done versus this team versus the numbers, it says he's going to get 5+ strikeouts at +117. And he's at 4 on Prize Picks at a -233. And his fantasy score is at a 29.5. So I can't hate you for playing it. Over his last 10, he's only averaging 4.1. Over his last 6, he's averaging 4.5. He averages he does average 1 strikeout more per at home than on the road, and he is at home today. And he strikeouts lefties 8.5 per 9 compared to just 7 righties per 9. And the projected lineup is 7 right-handed, 2 left-handed. So by the numbers, he's going to need to go 6+ innings just to get these strikeouts. So I'm going to stay off Anderson. He has pitched well and got the strikeouts versus teams like this before, but I think he's going to get ran.
I'd stay way away from it. I just think he could get 3 or 4. I mean, could he get 6 or 7, 8 tops? 8's his tops all year that I see. But I would stay off.
These guys as the new Nationals, and the Nationals don't strike out. So the Padres were already one of those teams who didn't strike out, and now you're going to add Soto and Bell and Drury. Soto is good for at least one at bat where he takes 10 to 15 pitches off your fucking pitch count in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Might even run you because he hits you hard the first time, hits you again the second, and they ain't going to let you see him the third. So there's just too much going on in that lineup, guys, where he might not see the third time through. And this Dodgers pin is rested and relaxed. I would not be surprised. Quick hook and trigger today. Do we need the win? No. We've won a lot in a row. We are their big brother. They are the little brother here. We are 56-25 over the last 81 games versus the Padres. Yes, it's a new look Padres, but it's been the same old result. We're going to hit a quick commercial. We're going to come back with some bets, and we've got a lot of bets, so we've got to figure out what's the best bet. Yeah? Shout out to the 50 fucking deep on a Sunday. Smash the
Hell yeah.
like if you already haven't. And go use that promo code with Manscaped, guys. Pub Sports. Why, guys? Because you don't want to hedge your bets. Go hedge your balls. And maybe your lady might do a little more loving on you. So do yourself a favor. So she'll do you a favor. And use that promo code Pub Sports and go get that lawnmower 4.0. Shout out to the chat, though. Without you guys, there ain't us. Dabby Cab, I see you. Matt Stoney, AOD, my motherfucking guy. Earmuffs, baby. Should have me dying, guy. And shout out to you all. Dave Redling. Man, why are you even here? You're the one who bitches the most, bro. Like, at the end of the day, I have a blast. I say what I'm going to say. And you're the only one who says anything about my language, bro. So put your earmuffs on, and maybe somebody else will tell you my plays because you keep showing up to bet them. So shout out to you guys. Without you, there ain't me. But I could do a lot better without guys like you. What's your best play, C-Mac?
Yeah, and Dave, we talked about the stolen base. Yeah. You could add bets, but I like Sharpies a little bit. I'm going to put some plus 500 on Turner. You know what? This show is in the best bet, but I'm not on the side in the total I talked about. I'm on all three of these. Drury, over 1.5 plus 110. Freddie Freeman, over 1.5 plus 110. And I got to take Lux. So I'm going to split. I'll take his over his half, and I'll take his over 1.5. I'll just split that. Because I at least think he gets on the way he's been swinging it. The problem is, you talked about it, Darvish with lefties. I think this kid's just hitting so well right now. Could he go over? Yeah, but those all three, I will be betting. So that's it for me.
Bro, I'm already on Drury before we even talk, so I love that every which way. I've got too many bets in just this game, so we will see how it fucking goes. But I also sprinkled Drury 6+ hits, runs, RBI at plus 420. That 420 number was speaking to me. I looked at his home run, and we don't play that plus 300. Shout out to my man C-Mac. Nope. He got me on his rules with the home run props last year, guys, and we ain't betting shit over plus 400.
The way you're playing it, is the correct way. If you want to get the value and you think he's going to get the hits, runs, RBI, like you just said, the 4 more, you got to play that.
Yeah, that's just the way I'm looking at it with him. So I thought the hit, runs, RBI was the steal, especially with how many studs are on in front of him and where he's batting at. That grand slam, that Yapo, that Yapo's 3 hits, runs, RBIs, guys. So definitely the guy's just a beast. He's been my favorite guy to bet on over the last few weeks, and I'm just going to keep riding Drury. And I forgot to say that I sprinkled the 6+. I've got to go to the dirty K, guys. At the end of the day, that's just what this show's about. That's what I do is bet K props. So we're going with Darvish at 7+ at plus 118. If you do have a legal book and could somehow get a 5.5 at juice prices, go ahead and get yourself a 5.5. I mean juice prices by not higher than minus 160, because minus 160, that's a number saying you're winning at about 64, 65%, guys, and that's right around where I'm at this year. So it hurts to lose juice. I've been on a 2-in-1 day, 1-in-1 type day over the last few days. I need to turn this shit around, and Darvish is the way to do it, guys. He's my guy. He's your guy, and let's fucking go, Hugh. You owe me some money, like I said, from Game 7 World Series 2016. You owe me about $5,000 because I bought 2 tickets that day. So I've been slowly getting my money back with you, and you've been good to me. Be good to me in Dodger Stadium where you're normally not.
There's nothing that can take back from that, Sharpie. He needs to win you like a lot of money to make me.
I'm still like, I'm heartbroken over that, dude. Like, man, that's the year the next year I was a Dodger season ticket holder because I spent so much on World Series tickets that year and playoff tickets. I was like, man, and then I found out how cheap they were to become a season ticket holder. So that's the way I did it. And we went back-to-back World Series. We played the Red Sox. And because it was the second time, they were selling tickets for chump change, bro. Pennies on the dollar. Because I went to the one where it was 30 years where we had a World Series. Yeah. Oh, they were just fucking people in the eye hole. And I had both eye holes open to them, bro. And I was like, all right, I got money. Let's go. We're going. Didn't work out. We ended up getting it later on. And we're on a good path right now. I love everything we're doing. So shout out to the chat. Without you, there ain't us. Smash the fucking like if you haven't. Any last words to the good people, my guy?
No. But shout out to the chat. Thanks for being here, 50 plus strong on a Sunday. You got to show up on a Sunday. I know the time isn't great. Sunday's a day off, but there's money to be made, and there's always great baseball on Sunday Night Baseball. You got to love it. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. Thanks, brother.
If you don't already, go on over to @ConnorMacPicks on Twitter. Follow my guy. He puts out his action all the time for the peoples. We the peoples at Pub Sports. Go
Sweating
on
some
over.
golf action here. I need these top 20s this week. I had those great weeks, the outright winners, but my last 2 weeks have
Well,
been.
we got a second. A lot of you guys, if you don't know, Connor does golf. Connor does a lot of things, and Connor's actually really good at betting a lot of things. He's been professional betting sports for a few years, meaning 4 or 5 years plus, guys. This guy does this shit for a living, and he gives out picks for fucking Pub Sports on golf. And ain't enough of you guys watching these videos for how much money they're really fucking winning, guys. So a lot of you guys tune into here. Maybe you guys don't know. Hit that notification.
I want to shout out the boxing show too, dude. That boxing show has just been nonstop making money.
Hey, cast us
fire.
again, Tailing Danny,
Yeah,
guys.
like all these smaller shows on Pub need to get all you guys in here. So check out the feed, check out the timeline, get to know the time. We'll try to get something out on Twitter on what shows are when.
Yes, sir. I mean, at the end of the day, guys, I know some of them can be annoying, but some of them are fucking profitable. And at the end of the day, those are the ones you should be watching. I know you don't have all the time in the day to watch everything, but the ones that are putting money in your pocket, and there's some out there, guys, that are like Danny's boxing show that he's talking about. Hit a plus 250, 70 for us again. I think we've had one losing day in the last 7-8 weeks tailing Danny's boxing bets, and yet he gets less than 100 views. 100 fucking views? Disrespectful, guys. So start tuning in to some of these guys out there, guys, that really be tracking their bets, showing you how well they're doing, how bad they're fucking doing, because transparency is key in this game, guys. Anybody can say they're fucking Jesus Christ, guys. Let me see you walk on water is what I'll tell you. So, yeah, doubt it. So, Pub Sports, guys, we give you our picks, and a lot of these shows we be really winning on, guys. I give out my K-props, and we're hitting at over 65% on the year, guys. This is what we fucking do. We fuck bookies in the eye holes. So until next time, go on over to Prize Picks. Use that promo code Pub Sports. Why? Your first match deposit up to $100. They got you. So do us a favor. Do you a favor. And go use that promo fucking code. Earmuffs. Until next time, let's cast some tickets. And I'm fading my Dodgers tonight, so go Dookie Brown.
Like, I am a god. Everybody says, who does he think he is? I just told you who I thought I was. A god. I just told you. That's who I think I am.